and welcome to the Wayward Skein. This is episode number 39. Good lord. We're almost up to my age in episodes. So today is Monday, March 25th. I am in a different location. As you can see, my son has taken over my computer desk. So at least it's better lit in here. There's an actual overhead lamp. There's not much to say for decor. I don't even have curtains up. It's literally a sheet covering the window here because we haven't got the curtain rod up in this room yet. Maybe I'll get it up before I move. Maybe not. Sorry, I'm sitting on my hair here. So yeah, there's not much to say for the decor, but I'm going to work on that. Eventually I hope to have a desk that I can record from and not just sit in my chair and have the computer on the freezer. My dining room table's over here. You just can't see that part of the room. So before we get started, I have a bunch of birthday shout-outs to talk about. First of all, I want to welcome you all back. There's a couple of new people who subscribed, so thank you very much. If you're new here, join the crazy. I'm nuts. You'll figure that out pretty quickly. If you keep coming back, first of all, why? I appreciate it, but I wonder sometimes. So, if you feel like stroking my ego just a little bit, why don't you leave a comment and tell me why you keep coming back? You may hear some noise in the background. I'm trying to keep them quiet, but the two children are over there. Children. One of them is gaming and one of them is playing on her phone, so. Birthday shoutouts before we go any further. So Good Stuff had a birthday. LD Creatif. Brenda369. Hi, Brenda. Tiara, True Connect Girl, who is my friend Sarah. We're going to the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool Festival together in May. I'm very excited. Lady Lizetta. Heel to Palm. Polly81. Hi, Paul. Yarn Jr., or Yarn JR, sorry, because it's JR. May G. Barb 1957. Cat Bon HD. Sask Knitter. Do you actually live in Saskatchewan, Loretta? I've actually, my kids are descended from Saskatchewanites, but we've never been there. What the? Something's flying around behind me. That was really weird. I just saw this black thing fly across the screen. Carolyn Mack. YPAX T4. Jersey Girl Knits 2. LAW, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, LAWAGOR. Kira Generica. Hi, Carrie. Sunkiss 2009. Kira Generica is actually a friend of mine from high school. Judso, Mystery Sewer. Lala, who is Laura from the Knit Girls. Hi, Laura. Tanya Twister. It's me, Sue. And Knitarina. So that's all the birthdays for March. Happy birthday to everybody. I hope you had a great time, or you will for the people who have not quite had the birthday yet. So there's actual knitting content. I'm calling them finished. Sorry, I have to reach over here. So I'm calling them finished because the only thing I have left to do is the Kitchener stitch, because I wasn't going to do that on the bus. That just wasn't going to happen. So I have finished my second Vanilla Latte Sock by Virginia Rose Jeans. They're a free pattern on Rav. They were a lot of fun to knit. Of course, with self-striping yarn, you can't help but just keep knitting. You want to see the next stripe. So just like the other one, there's a little bit of yellow at the toe, not a lot. They are matchy-matchy. I didn't quite make it all the way across the green with my gray stripe this time, but I'm like 7 stitches off, so I'm calling it a win. They're pretty matchy. I really love these socks. They are for me. They are knit out of Juliana's Fiber Lucid Dreams sock in the Raver colorway from one of her old sock clubs, and it is a fantastic sock yarn to knit with. If you manage to get your hands on some of this while she was dying, you're very lucky, because sadly she is no longer dying. So I do still have several skeins in my stash. Several. I think I have like 7 or 8. I have a lot of Juliana's. I really like Juliana's yarn, could you tell? So I'm calling this a faux because as soon as we're done, I'm going to Kitchener them and then I'm going to be wearing them. So they are done. And so I'm pretty happy because that's one thing off the needles. And they have been living in my lovely whoopie pie bag with my rainbow needle keeper from Mandy Pinecone. I will put that back together so I don't lose it. Normally Fluffy jumps up and sits up here, but for some reason because I put the camera up there, nope. Normally she would be up there pawing me on the shoulder. She loves to sit there and have, like, there's always got to be a paw on my shoulder. Not sure why. It's a weird thing she does. So I did make a little bit of progress on this beast. You can tell it's the brown stripe is wider than it was before. So I managed to get about 4 rows done, so I'm counting that as pretty good. If I can manage to do 4 rows every week, I'll be happy. I'm thinking I probably only need 4 more, or 8 more rather. We'll see if I do 16 or 20 of the brown stripe. We'll see how much patience I have. So this is the lovely Color Affection shawl by Vera Valimaki. It is a striped and short rowed garter stitch shawl. It's super simple. It's very well written. It is knit out of night owl fibers. The top part is done in rusty hook. Then I added in stripes of pumpkin spice latte, and then at the bottom I added the brown stripes of leather boots. So this is pretty true to color. It's gorgeous. I love it. I will be making Sylvie up a little mini of the top yarn so that we can match fabric for my wedding dress. And Rob has agreed to the idea of socks in the same color. He said he would absolutely wear them to the wedding. He won't wear them for anything else likely. Like he won't wear them to like job interviews and things like that, but he will wear them. So now I have to get another skein of this. Darn! And we talked, he was like, you didn't tell me that was why, because he watched the episode. And I'm like, watch the episode, you'll know. So this is done on a 4.5 millimeter, which is US 7. Once I'm done, I can take it off the super too short needle and show you the whole thing. But as of yet, this is all you get to see. So maybe next week, maybe the week after, but I'm getting it done. It's getting there quickly. And it does not live in anything because it doesn't, sorry, I'm completely off camera now. It doesn't live in anything except my lovely little yarn bowl, which I bought at Rhinebeck, not this past year, but the year before. And it's from Stanhope. I can't read the rest of that. Sorry. It's stamped on the bottom, but I can't read it. You probably can't either. But there we are. So it lives in my yarn bowl. Right now it's on the floor. I don't have tea today, but I did want to tell you about, because I drank 2 cups of this already today. So this is what I drank 2 cups of today. It's delicious. It might be the same tea I had last weekend. I don't remember. But it tastes like apple pie in a cup. It is so good. I've almost drank through the entire box I bought last week. So I had to go back and buy more. And it's super cheap right now at Bulk Barn. So I went and bought more. I was good. I left another box for somebody else. So if you live in my neighborhood, there's still one left. I didn't buy it all. I also, if Sarah ends up watching this, Sarah the Canadian Knitter, I bought you 2 boxes of Candy Cane Lane. I will bring them with me in May. Sorry, lots of crinkling. So I did actually cast on something else. And no, it wasn't one of the projects I had planned to cast on. It's a little simple cast on that I will work on when time permits, when I feel like it. It is a little linen stitch. Sorry, I'll bring it up closer so the colors... No, it won't because the colors are blue there. You need to see the light needs to hit it. So it's just a simple little linen stitch. It's going to be about 4 or 5 inches wide. It's going to be fringed. I have to start tying off the fringes on the ends. With linen stitch, you don't have to carry the yarn back and forth. You can just cut the yarn at the end of the row. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm going to be tying the fringe off on the sides. but it's going to be a dresser runner for the top of my dresser. And I'm using a whole bunch of different kinds of scraps. Some of them are acrylic, some of them are wool, some of them are BFL, some of them are other things. One of them in here is yak. So, you know, who knows? It's going to get as long as it gets. I'm probably going to make it about 3 feet, the width of the dresser. My goal for this is to add at least an inch a week. So basically about as much as I've done every week. This is probably closer to 1.5 inches, but to do about this much every week. And this isn't a lot. It's not even 15 rows, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. More than 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so if I can get between 15 and 20 rows done every week, I'll be happy. I have a lot of scraps lying around, and this is a mixture of worsted and DK, and I'm trying to separate the colors out, and I think I want to sort of block it so that it's about this wide. So we'll see what happens. It's just, I've been wanting a linen stitch project forever, and I don't want one where the rows take me 2 hours. I wanted something quick, simple, easy, pretty, and linen stitch is super cute. It is getting a little, it is a little bit tight in spots from the fact that I'm mixing DK with worsted, but I'm going to try to mitigate that as much as I can and knit looser when I'm knitting with the DK. So that's what I've got so far. I cast it on the other day, and I'm using, I think these are 5s. So 3.75 millimeter, which is US 5, and these are Chow Goof fixed circulars, which I really like because they're super pointy. Chow Goos are one of my favorite needles because of the point. I've never tried signatures yet. I would love to. I just haven't tried them yet. I will get around to it at some point at a festival of some sort. I won't be going to Stitches Midwest this year, which is usually where I see the signature booth. But I will be going to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. I will be at Rhinebeck. I will probably be at Twist. I will not be at Knitter's Frolic, sadly, because the week before Knitter's Frolic, I am in Chicago, and I couldn't get 2 Saturdays in a row off. Luck of the draw. So that's all I have for knitting. I do, and this doesn't live in anything either because I have a big bin of scraps that I'm pulling out of for this. So it can't reliably live in anything. I'm amazed she hasn't jumped up because honestly, every time I sit here, she's up there. What have I got? Oh, yes, I wanted to tell you guys, I did acquire the needles that I need for my chuppah. So I will be starting that soon. I need to pull the yarn out, and I've got the pattern printed out. It is the Lace Chuppah by Cat Coyle. It's from the summer 1997 issue of Interweave Knits magazine. So I'm very much looking forward to getting started with that. The yarn is Bartlett Yarns Aran Weight in Oatmeal, which I purchased over two trips to Rhinebeck. The first time I purchased, I miscalculated, and I purchased 1,200 yards. I need 2,000. So I only got 1,200 yards. I didn't have enough. I went back the next year. I bought the same yarn. It matches. It's fine. It's perfectly all right. I will, if I have to, I will, you know, stripe the skeins. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be able to tell. It's a canopy. It's going to be over our heads. Nobody's going to be looking that closely at it. It's fine. So yeah, my Bartlett Yarns Aran Weight is an absolutely gorgeous natural colored yarn, and I'm very much looking forward to getting it started. So on screen, I watched the rest of Queer Eye. I had been rationing myself, and then I didn't get to watch any all week until Friday night. And Friday night I binged it. And there was crying, and it was pathetic, and I don't care because I just love that show so much. I love those boys. I really hate this chair though because I feel like I'm lying down in it. I don't like reclining. Sorry, I don't have tea, but this is my drink for tonight. It's the Blueberry Acai Diet Coke. It's not bad. It's pretty good. So I finished watching Queer Eye, and I was very sad when it was over. Once again, I blitzed through it, and I was like, oh, it's gone. And then I completely blitzed through Umbrella Academy in one day. I think I may have watched the first episode the night before. So I'm watching the first episode, and within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, the heck? And my son is like, yeah, I know, because he'd already watched it. The whole thing, I'm like, it's a really weird show. When I was talking to you guys about Marvel's The Runaways, that level of weird. It was weird, but it was good. And Ellen Page is super good in it, but so are everybody else in the cast. My favorite character was Klaus. Klaus is... I love Klaus. He's nuts, but I loved him so, so much. He very much redeemed his character by the end of the show. So I very much enjoyed both those shows. In podcast news this week, Steeped in Books put out 2 new videos. She's got her Harlequin anticipated reads for April 2019. And she's got her weekly reads vlog. Cherry Heart Podcast put out episode 65. Yeah, you guys can all see me reading off the show notes. Pardon me. So Cherry Heart Podcast episode 65. Sandra does a crocheting podcast. And she was at Edinburgh Yarn Festival this week. She got to meet... Who was it? Cherry Heart Podcast. Who went to see Cherry Heart? Oh, Amelia! My friend Amelia went to see Cherry... Well, she and Sandra were hanging out together. Sorry, Amelia is not a podcaster, but hi, Amelia! The Knit Girls put out episode 432 called Interruptions During. The Bakery Bears put out episode 121. Slowly Yarning put out episode 5. Way to go, Ruth. They're very good. I very much enjoy them. And Night Owl Fibers put out episode 25, which I plan to watch either tonight or tomorrow during my lunch. So that's what's going on. Not a lot of podcasts saw the light of day this week, but hey, that gives us time to catch up, right? So I feel really bad because it occurred to me after the episode last week. Yes, I have finished it. I have been, even while looking at the book while talking to you guys, calling her Anne Shreve. It is The Pilot's Wife by Anita Shreve. So I finally finished it, and it was a difficult finish. It was a little outlandish for me, and it seemed like there was all this build-up, and then all the action takes place in the last 30 pages, and then but it only takes about 5 pages. And then you're just kind of left with, at the end. I felt like the ending was a bit of a cop-out. And I didn't like the pace at the end. I liked the pace throughout the book right up until you get to the big twist, and then it just kind of dies off. And it was a very good book. I'm glad I read it. I will not read it again because it was emotionally difficult for me. This is an irrational fear that I have, that since Rob and I are not young, we're not children. Rob is actually 55 now, and I'm 43. It is an irrational fear of mine, and I accept that it's irrational, that we will never get the chance to really be together because one of us is going to end up dying, even though he's only 55 and I'm only 43. It's an irrational fear that I've had for a long time. I'm learning to live with it. We will be getting married in about 1.5 years, so, you know, it's a little ridiculous, but what can you do? Irrational fears aren't rational, right? That's the whole point. So this will be going on to the little library shelf at my office. We have a little shelf in the kitchen that is for people to put books that they're done with, and other people pick them up. Mine never stay on the shelf very long for some reason. I'm not sure why. Some of those books have been there since before I started working there. The ones I put on there never stay. Even this weird 1952 little mystery novel that was about this big, I think it was about this big. That went the same day. It was weird. Because I was like, why? Why would anybody want to read this? I had it on my shelf for years because I didn't particularly want to read it, but I finally did read it, and it was pretty good. It was called Miss Pym Disposes by Josephine Kay, who was apparently quite a popular mystery novelist in the UK. I had never heard of her. I had never heard of the book. The fact that it was just a little teeny thing, just, I don't know. something about the cover just didn't speak to me. So, because I got to finish that book, that means that I started reading this, and I'm super excited. It's so good. So good. Honestly, I was halfway through the introduction, and I was like, yes! So I'm very much enjoying reading this. It is very, very good. It is Becoming by Michelle Obama, for anybody who is visually impaired and can't see the cover that I'm holding up. I'm still working on getting captioning in the videos for the hearing impaired. No, that's not, I'm sorry. Hard of hearing is apparently what we're supposed to call ourselves. I am hard of hearing. I am myself hard of hearing. So apparently we're supposed to call ourselves hard of hearing, and I did not know that, and I'm sorry. So it's really, really good. I'm very much enjoying it. I will try not to whiz through it because that is what I tend to do with books I really enjoy, and then they're over and then I'm sad. So I'm trying not to whiz through it. I don't have bus knitting right now though, so that might be difficult because I've got nothing else to do on the bus. None of my other projects, or the ones that I plan on starting or bringing back into rotation, are small enough to work on the bus. So I will either have to cast something on or bring bus reading. Today's bus rides were very boring. So that's about all I have to talk to you about this week. I am looking forward to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, but that's not until May. I won't be going to Frolic in April. I'm a little sad about that, but it is what it is. I am going to Chicago for the weekend before, so I will be recording an episode from there, but that's still 3 weeks away. So I will say good night to you all. It's actually fairly late at night on Monday night. It's 9:15. I had to do groceries and stuff before I could sit down and record, so that's all there is to it, and I will wish you all a fantastic week, and please, as always, be kind to one another. Bye-bye.